back to the channel. Today we're going to have our first look at L.A.B putters. Okay, so what is L.A.B putters? L.A.B, so it stands for lie angle balanced. So basically what happens is, the easiest way to explain it is when you twist this putter, I can twist it and it will finish, like that's finished at about say 9 o'clock. Twist it again, oh, it's finished in a similar spot. There we go, it's finished down at 6 o'clock. You know, it'll stop anywhere because it doesn't have a bias, right? So it could stop there, it could stop here. It's basically just balanced the whole time, and it will stop when it's run out of gas on its rotation, right? So this is absolutely genius. It means that there's no toe flow or any of this sort of stuff. Now, you know, my way of thinking is, if I held a standard putter that has toe hang, is the minute I hang on to it, it doesn't have any toe hang. But I'm really, really curious to see, you know, what this is all about and see if it's going to make any difference to one's putting. I understand the concept of this balance, so I totally get that. And I love it. I love the look of it. It's a beautiful looking putter. This is a Mezz Max, Mezz 1 Max they call it. I've just got it in like a platinum grey. I got this made for myself. Armlock 76 degrees, 6 degrees of loft. Very, very similar makeup to my own SIK putter. This one comes with an Acra shaft, graphite. And then the Jumbo Max flat 17-inch grip. Now, what's the most impressive thing about this? They've still managed to balance it with a grip that's not balanced, so to speak. So, I mean, hats off just in the design. Whether or not it works, I don't really care. The design is phenomenal, and it's an amazing thing that they've done to be able to produce a putter that does that. Now, there's various other models, and we'll talk about other models in future videos. But today, I'm going to run this Mezz Max up against my existing SIK. Now, I've been using a SIK Armlock for a couple of years. That's my SIK Armlock. But again, I mean, this has got the Capto on it, but if I turn that, it's going to finish in the same spot, regardless of how I twist it. It's got an amount of hang. That's just how it's going to sit every single time. Now, L.A.B says that will influence how you putt. This one, again, I twist it, it keeps stopping near 9 o'clock. That's not, you know, that's the funniest thing, but it'll stop wherever it wants to because it's balanced through its center. It'll just keep spinning, right? Brilliant, brilliant. Great concept. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to hit putts. I've got the Capto already on my putter here. And basically I'm going to measure face change because the whole premise behind the L.A.B putters is that it's easy to control the face. And I'm going to measure the percentage or degrees of rotation through the impact zone. So there's two figures that we'll see on the Capto, and I've got degrees of rotation, right? And face from start to finish, right? From when I set up to when I hit it. And we'll see if there's any noticeable difference between the two. Now, they're both arm locks, so they're both locked into the arm. I really don't know. I mean, I've hit a few putts with this and I really like the feel of it. Love the feel of this Mezz Max. But let's get some numbers and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to hit 10 putts with my, you know, gamer of the last 2 years, so to speak. And then I'm going to hit 10 with the L.A.B. So, and we're going to look at face change and rate of rotation. So face was 0.9 closed and rotation was a green value, 29 degrees. That's not a lot of face rotation. I'm going to try to just, that's perfect, 20 degrees of rotation, 0.2 on the face. I mean, it's been, I'm documenting my putting because I'm trying to, you know, basically hold myself accountable. I can putt great here. But my putting, I've been losing a few strokes against PGA Tour on strokes gained putting. About, I would say, 3 to 4 on average. And I would do anything to change that. So that's 6 putts down. I'm going to hit, like I say, I'm going to hit 10. Probably running out of room in the hole. I mean, this is familiar. That's 7 in a row I've made, so that's a pretty good advertisement for my current putter. I'll empty that hole. I've got 3 more putts. I won't look at the data prior to using both putters, but I can see it's in my face here, the cap toe data. You know, it looks pretty good. Sometimes the face rotation's a little high. It's never a red number. But, you know, the face change is the key. How much is that face changing from where I aim the putter to when I hit the ball? And I've made 10 putts in a row from 8 foot, so these numbers can't be too bad. Okay, so now I'm going to hit 10 putts with a Mezz. It's not my usual putter. I've only just received it. But I got it built very, very similar specs to my existing. I went 41 inch, 6 degrees of loft, 75 degree of lie. So I got it a little flatter because I kind of like sitting the putter a little flatter. And I have been 2 years with my current, okay? So, you know, and 2 minutes with this thing. So I'm just curious, I mean, every single player that has switched to L.A.B putters has had phenomenal results. I mean, what a joke how good these things are going. It's ridiculous. Lucas Glover, you know, really. I mean, L.A.B putters have been out for ages. They used to be called directed force. They had that big DF, that's the DF2 or DF 2.1 or whatever it was. I'm no historian on their putters, but they were L.A.B putters that started with that putter. I mean, I continue to make putts. Will the rate of rotation be any different? Is it just down to the player? It feels amazing. Like, let's not. I love the weight of it. Again, first 5 in. I'll get rid of those. I love the weight. I love the feel. The feel is maybe it's the best thing. The feel. It's really, like, it's a little softer feel than the SIK, which I like. You know, it's not as hard as the SIK. A little bit softer feel, so massive tick on that. Same grip I've been using, Jumbo Max 17 inch. So, I mean, these numbers continue to be good, I think. They're coming up pretty good. Lots of greens, some yellows, certainly in face rotation. 8 footers going in like there's no tomorrow. So kind of like how it lines up. I mean, I'm into ugly putters, right? I've been using the SIK for 2 years, so it's not looking like a Scotty Cameron, that's for sure. They got a unique look. I'm okay with that. I do like the look of it. I've had a putt with a few, you know, over the last couple of years. People have brought them in, and I've always liked them. They seem like they're quite hot off the face. I mean, that's 9 in a row. Can I make 20 in a row from 8 foot? Flat putts, yes. You know, see what happens with uphill, downhill, side hill. But this, don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let's have a look at some results. Okay, so I'm going to calculate averages when I look at the average with my own putter. I mean, all these numbers are pretty much green. There's a bit of yellow. There's one red there on lie. Let's calculate the stroke average. And the important thing is the face. So with my own putter, I'm looking at, it obviously starts at 0. I'm looking at how much it opens at the top of the backstroke. And this tells me that my own putter, my SIK Armlock, opens 5.6 degrees at the backstroke. And then at impact, it is telling me that it is on average 0.3 degrees close. That's why I made every single putt. So 5.6 open and close, 0.3 at impact. We'll also look at the rotation number. So it opens, you see at the top there, 31.7 degrees per second. That's the amount of opening and closing with my own putter. Okay, they were the numbers that we're looking for. I hit it slightly out of the toe, my own putter, there you go, 0.6%. So let's go back and let's get the L.A.B putter. Take those 10 putts. Again, I made 10 out of 10, so let's have a look at the stroke average with the L.A.B. Okay, and on the face, let's see how much it opened. So it opened 5.6 degrees. The exact same number was the amount of opening on the backswing. So from 0, face opened 5.6 degrees on the backswing, and then in impact, it was 0.4 degrees close, so 0.1 degrees difference. Let's just say there's no difference. The amount of open, the amount of close, identical with both putters. 0.1 difference. Let's look at the face rotation. Now this says up the top right here, 25.6, right? So slightly less face rotation. Mine was 31.7, so about 6 degrees left, which is a tiny little bit. But I actually hit it 2.6% in the toe, so what they consider very close to the sweet spot. So, I mean, is that a difference? Was I able to hit it out of the sweet spot? Maybe there's something in there, but numerically, when I'm looking at those two putters, and when I'm looking at those key issues, the absolute key issue of face, there was pretty much no difference. Now, I'm not saying this is a myth, because the Armlock's locked up my arm, and I've spoken about how good Armlock is. The test will be when I get it out on the golf course, how good is it under a little bit of pressure. But let me just say my initial thoughts are extremely positive over these L.A.B putters. It could be a totally different thing when we do a test with a standard putter against a L.A.B putter. But thus far, to this point, no statistical difference between my own Armlock and the L.A.B. Feeling maybe better, actually. I like the Mezz a little bit better on the feeling. I like the look. The shaft feels amazing. Setup feels great, right? So I'm really looking forward to getting it out on the golf course and seeing what it can do. But armlocking 20 out of 20 from 8 foot. No second takes on that one, actually. That was a little bit lucky. But certainly give it a go. Have a look at L.A.B putters. Love what they do as a company. Love their attitude. Love the positive vibes we get out of them. Now, they've had PGA Tour wins. They've had Korn Ferry wins. They've had Live Golf wins. Wins everywhere. And everyone that's gone to them has produced better putting numbers. So let's hope I'm the next guy. Put my hand up for some better putting numbers, and we'll see how this progresses.